Hey Hardin County, it's Michelle Lavis, and I came down here to the fair for a meeting, and I thought I would just come down here and take a little peek at what is going on. So you can see there the mess of the barn. Here they have this all raised. And then this is what's left of the machinery building. So they talked about a new building. Joe pretty much came in and said you're gonna have insurance money, and they have sounds like a couple private entities that are going to make whatever building the fair wants, or maybe that they want, happen. And so kind of an idea, nothing that's in stone, of what we can kind of think about is this bathroom. Well, this bathroom will stay, this building will stay, and they're talking about maybe having a giant big building here, right, that takes up this whole kind of space. This would come down, right? And I think they said it was like 300 or 350 by 120, which if I would be about this width and down. And so, like I said, very theoretical, but if you had bathrooms and restrooms down here with maybe some nice showers, this building would come down. I'm not sure about this road maybe eaten into. So this would be your main area. So new bathrooms and showers, and then just a big open area to have conferences and things. Then we're gonna walk down here. They'll have, garage doors so you can get in and out. They're talking about heated floors and air conditioning, so it's climate controlled. It'd basically be like a conference, just a giant conference center that people can rent out. So you're looking at something that can be rented out all year round. So again, this would all end up being building, and I would say on this end where the thought is, we don't know what the design is, that this would be like the office building. So like the fair board office, you'd have conference rooms, you'd have a main countertop in there, and then, so it would take up on this end. So this would kind of become your central location. Well, it already is your central location, but it kind of comes around here. And when you're talking about a conference center, you have all this that can be parking because it's not during fair time. You have parking, it's a little way on there, but parking there, parking here. You have your nice gazebo out here. So if we come around here, you can imagine, I think the Republicans will probably have to move their office. But if we come here, this would be kind of the idea, is that this would be like your main entrance. So you'd have offices and conference rooms. You have big double doors that you could get into the conference area back there. So this would be your main hub. This would be your in and out. This restroom would stay, and then down the road they're talking about, this building could also go away. The new building, I think they said 36,000 square feet, could do both. Like for the fair, it would do the youth and ag and everything that's in the machinery. Everything would be in one building under one roof. So that's, then you would have also more parking on that side, especially if you're thinking about having people in year round. Having parking is, you don't want that to be a limiting idea. So if you're looking, if this existing building is 120 feet wide, right, so it would just come to here. This would still all be open, right, for your normal fair activities. Here, so I don't know what's, they're definitely moving, so they're gonna start putting plans together. I guess Joe came in and just gave the word today, gave notice that, basically the commissioners are giving approval for, the dream building. Like I said, I don't know how that's going to be paid. I know insurance will have a lot to do with it, and then the donors, and then of course our local providers with, equipment and services. And so it could really be a game changer for a Hardin County fair and for Hardin County in general. So you can see, we'll come over here and look. Looks like they already got a new roof put on there to keep the stuff inside clean and dry, but it's gotten fixed up. And then we didn't have too much damage over here, and the damage on the grandstands was on the other side. Here's the roof, so that'll all be replaced. They're waiting to hear back from insurance, but looks okay. All right, we're down here at the rabbit barn. They're getting it. So this is what they're gonna grind up and then maybe put over by the machinery building for vendors and things to also be on, so you're not in the mud. But so far the open air arena is there, and they got a bunch of mulch. So anyways, and this is still the plan. Like I said, this is where the 2 new buildings are planned to go in this area, and unless they have to go down to 1 new one here and 1 new one down there at the other end. So sure looks different. And here's the Goshen barn. So you can see it looks pretty good, but it is definitely, those poles are right out of the ground there. So they're thinking, and insurance said, oh, you can just put those back. So we'll see what it ends up being. All right, Hardin County. We'll find out from the commissioners what kind of discussions they're having in their meetings about this. And we'll keep following along, getting you updated. All right, talk to you later.